Hey, what's up, bootstrappers? This is Ryan Nickel coming at you with another Motivational Monday. All right, man, I'm gonna get this one on you guys for some motivation, but it's also gonna be some real life experience that you gotta just watch out for when you're out there, man. All right, so here's the motivation. Creativity, man. It's gonna trump everything when you come into a deal. So there's a lady. She has a house for sale, and she's kind of like she's jammed up on it. She needs to sell it. It's not bad repair, it's livable, but it's dated. And she's definitely in denial about what the condition of the house is in. And so I couldn't buy it for what she asked for it. And she had a offer on the table, but the offer was that, hey, I'm gonna give you the money and you gotta move out. And this is from another person. They're gonna move into the house and fix it up and all that jazz. And she's like, well, I can't move out. I need the money to move out. And you can't tell me that you want me out the day it closes because I need the money and I gotta go find places and all these excuses, right? So she calls me up, she sees my truck, it's parked on the side of the road, and it says, I buy houses, and so she's like, I'm gonna call this guy up. So she calls me up, and I go and look at the house, and I'm like, oh man, this, yeah, I can see why, you're having a hard time here. And so here's the solution I came up with. She's looking for, she was going to net 20 grand at the sale of this house. I said, look, you know what? I'm not going to give you $20,000 for this property just as is. You know what I'm saying? What I'm going to do is I will give you $20,000 total, but I'm going to give you $5,000 down right now. And she's also like, she's in a bind. She's like, I can't move. My mother's sick. She's with me and all this stuff. I need like time. She's like, I need till like November or June of next year. I'm like, okay, wait. November's 1 month away, like a couple of weeks, right? Actually, or like, actually a week. And June of next year is like forever. So I said, hey, tell you what, I'll agree to $20,000 and I'll give you $5,000 now, which leaves you a balance of $15,000. And then we're going to, I'm like, what's the most you can pay for rent? Because she can't afford the monthly house right now. She's current right now, but she's run out of money. She's broke. And the most she can pay is $1,200 and the mortgage is $1,600. I said, okay, so we're going to be $400 short. So this is what we'll do. Out of that balance of $15,000, every month that you're in the house, I'm going to take $400 from that balance so that when I pay you, whenever it is you move out, that'll be whatever the balance is. Subtract $400 for all the months that you've lived there. That's what you'll get. So, that's, $4,800 a year. So if you're there for, let's say, a whole year, then instead of getting $15,000, you're going to get, $10,200. That's it. She's like, that's a great deal. That's really cool. And so, in talking to her, this is how I structured it. She's like, this is a great idea. However, so, she cancels with this other lady and all of this stuff. She comes back to me. She's like, okay, let's do this deal. Let's do this deal where, and by the way, I had her repeat it back to me on the phone last week when we were doing this a few times because I wanted to make sure that she understood what was going to happen. So she calls me. She's like, hey, I canceled with the lady. I want $5,000 now because November's coming up pretty quick and I need to make, and I'll pay you $1,200. I said, hey, no problem. We'll just go ahead and take that $400 off that first month there. So the balance is no longer going to be $15,000. It's going to be, $14,600. She's like, whoa, what? No, I want to rent here maybe 4, maybe 5 years at a discount, and then I want $15,000 when I leave. And I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? I'm like, I don't run a charity here. I mean, I'm a nice guy, but I'm not that nice. I said, no, the whole reason why I was willing to give you a discount in rent, you're going to rent it back from me, is to incentivize you to leave so that you can have money when you move out. Because if you have no money when you move out, why would you ever move out? It's like I'm not going to, why would I ever leave? And I'm like, this isn't going to work for me. I said no. And in fact, the way that I'm going to structure this deal is that every year, because California has a rent cap, I'm going to increase that by 5%. And it's going to be, so at the point when we hit that you're broke, that you don't have any more money in the bank per se, in this, this hypothetical bank of 15 grand, whatever that is in real time. I mean, because we're gonna be doing our leases with subsidies every single month. Whenever we hit that mark, you either got to pay that month's money, whatever that may be. It might be $18,000. Who knows? Maybe it's or not 18,000, 1,800. It might be $1,850. I don't know. I have to do the math here. But if you can't pay that, then guess what? You get evicted from the property. She's like, oh, you wouldn't do that to me. I got an elderly woman here. I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, this is probably not going to be the best deal for you then. I think you need to go back and get that lady to give you that cash that she was going to give you, 20 up front, and then you just go live in a motel until you find a place. I can never do that. I can't move out this fast. So again, why am I telling you this on a Motivational Monday? Because here's the thing. When you're talking to people, you got to figure out what's their motivation. So her motivation for wanting to stay in that house was she thought she had a sucker. She thought she had someone that was going to give them $5,000 just because, hey, I'm a nice guy and I'll let you stay here for as long as you want. And then when you leave, I'm going to give you another $15,000. Yeah, that's a great thing. I mean, she's like, but aren't you banking on the appreciation of the property? Well, of course I am. I definitely am. But that's not the reason for me to just throw money away and go negative every single month. There has to be some kind of incentive, incentivization for me to do this with you. So now I put it back on her and says, you know what, I don't think this is going to be a good deal for you. It sounds like this is going to put so much stress on you financially that maybe you should just take this other lady's option. She's like, well, I cancel. I was like, nothing's permanent. Because you're the one that's now telling me that my deal isn't going to work for you. So, nothing's permanent. Maybe you just need to go ahead and do that. So anyway, I've taken this deal off the table. And she's like, no, you can't do that to me. I need this deal. I want to do this deal now. And now where's her motivation at? Being creative is one thing, but having the ability to say to someone like, look, you know what? This is not in your best interest. And I told her several times, I'm like, this is not in your best interest. What's in your best interest is for you to woman up and to sell that house. And yes, it's going to be difficult to move in the middle of October. It's beautiful here in Northern California. I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, it's going to snow tomorrow. I'm like, I'm sorry, but there's no snow in the forecast at all right now. So, I mean, you just got to tell someone straight up, like, these are your two options. This is how I see it. You either need to woman up and take the money and, put everything into storage and live in a motel for a little bit until you find the perfect place and you can put money down on, or you accept my offer, which is going to allow you to stay where you're at, not have to worry about moving in the snow. That's artificial, not even happening, and have some money in your pockets to shore up, whatever, financial difficulties you're having right now, and you're paying, subsidized rent. I said, these are your options. I mean, these are some good options, but they're hard choices, and you're going to have to make what's going to be the choice that's going to be best for you. I don't care either way. I'm not emotionally attached to your house one way or another. These are things that you have to do. So anyway, that's Motivational Monday. And look at this. I drive home. I'm in my driveway, and I'm greeted by this beautiful girl here. What's up, girl?
Daddy.
Yes, honey?
We're going to go on a date now.
We're going to go on our date now?
Mommy's date.
Oh, she's going to go on a date with her mommy. Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, babes.
Hey.
Let me finish this video, and you and that beautiful girl can go on a date.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. So keep in mind, guys, you just have to be a little bit creative. All it takes is one deal. One deal will change your entire financial future. That's all it is just one deal. And I mean, if you're wondering how do I structure these deals, I have a course. Hit me up. I'm actively taking on new students right now. I can enroll you, and you can learn how to do this stuff, and you can make some seriously good money. That is not an example of how to make good money in the way that I do business. That is that's a flyer. So, however, it was creative, and I do have the financial means to subsidize that for quite some time. It would be a long-term investment, but there are far greater ways for you to make some money in this business with some creativity. So anyway, if you're interested in that, hit me up. If not, continue to listen to this information and go out there and just crush it. All right, guys.